Today we're going to do another ADA unboxing. So if you watched the previous video or if you're just watching this, so basically we unboxed the ADA Solar RGB a couple weeks ago, and I told you guys in that video how this stand was going to be temporary just because obviously this is a pendant and I needed some way to hang it for now. So I had that one temporary, but I ended up ordering the ADA Solar RGB stand for the 90p today, so that's what I have here. So it was actually supposed to come a little bit sooner, but it got delayed a little bit, which makes sense because this thing, I assumed that it came all built together because it's all one piece. So, and that's definitely how it came. So this big old rod is all, so you guys can see this is just a straight rod where this hits the ground, and obviously this is the top part that kind of bends. It's kind of hard to show you guys through the whole camera, but yeah, I got ADA right here, Solar RGB arm. I don't know if I can see if I can get that down to you guys. Yeah, ADA 90 by 45 centimeters. So I haven't even opened this yet. Obviously hardware looks like it's in there. And yeah, so obviously I'm in the United States, so ADA products aren't the easiest to get. Obviously we have, what's nice is we have Aquariums, which is our distributor for the United States for ADA products. And that's how we're able to get a lot of these stuff, which is super nice. Still not able to get every little thing that ADA makes, but we get, 90% of it, which is nice. We're glad that we have them, because without them, we would not have these products here in the United States. So yeah, and the thing is, like, obviously with my channel, if you guys aren't subscribed and you're new to me, so basically my channel, I focus strictly on really high-tech plant tanks at this point. I've done my course of videos with low tech and all that, but a lot of the setups I do now with my channel are more all ADA setups. And, we do all kinds of videos, all kinds of, so it's not just, high-end setups all the time, but what's different about my channel is I'm one of the bigger ADA people out there, probably in the United States. I mean, there's not a single ADA thing I haven't owned, and honestly, these two products that you guys are seeing here, the light and the stand, are probably the last two things that were kind of on my list that I haven't used yet from ADA. And so that pretty much completes the list of ADA products. So if you're an ADA person like I am, definitely subscribe, because there's nobody else that's going to be making videos on products like this. No matter what ADA product it is, I make videos on it, because there's no content out there when it comes to at least good English ones that come out for ADA and actually go into description, actually show you guys what you're getting in the mail. And so, especially the more expensive stuff like the filters, lights, and all that, like even this, the stand, for example, you only see pictures. There's not a single video, I don't think, on YouTube of this stand. So I'm pretty much the first one to even actually do an unboxing video of this stand and actually show you guys what you're getting, what you guys would actually expect. So yeah, so I'm gonna get this thing unboxed. It's a little too much, so I'll just go ahead and unbox it and then come back to you guys and kind of show you guys what's up. So it just got unboxed, and that was definitely a chore to unbox, so definitely expect that. But it was it's wrapped really well, so that's what's nice. But yeah, I got it all unboxed. I wish, see if I can get a better shot for you guys. This should be better. So you almost still can't see it, but let me see if I can raise the camera up. So as you can see, obviously this top part obviously curves this way, little design of ADAs. Honestly, like my first initial, I was trying to get the O&F stand for this to match, my 60F, and I also wanted to get the O&F stand for the 45C as well. But I just got tired of waiting on them because it's been delayed so many times, so that's why I ended up ordering the ADA one. Which these two setups next to me are full ADA setups anyway, so honestly, like, why not get the stand anyway to match it? But yeah, so yeah, it's pretty nice. Obviously, it gets smaller up here. You can see, I don't know what size that is, but then then it gets smaller up in here. And then I didn't even know it had this at the top here. I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys this, but it actually has the ADA logo engraved at the top, which, me being a nerd, that like adds that much more value to this thing. I just want anything with the ADA logo on it, just to me just makes it that much better. But yeah, that's a cool little touch. But yeah, so yeah, I think this is about 6 foot tall. So I'll have to probably mount it. It should be able to just mount straight to the floor and up the way the 90p works, as long as you build your stand. If you have the ADA stand, but of course my stands are ADA stands that I built myself, so they're the same dimensions as the ADA ones. So it should work pretty well. So if you see, you put it next to it. That's pretty good. I'll probably have to raise it just a little more because I do want the wires to kind of hang down a little bit. I think it's still going to be a little too tight to the top this way. So I'll definitely have to probably just mount it just a little bit higher. But just so you know, if you have like an actual ADA stand, I think the only reason mine's slightly lower because I did make my stand just slightly taller than what an ADA one would be. So that's why it's just a little more down, more than likely. Yeah, just so you know, it is made to go straight to the floor and then mount to the right side of your stand. And of course they have these in the 90p size and the 60 centimeter size. So obviously if you do a 90p, you just need one of these. If you're doing a 60p, obviously another just single one, but a 60 centimeter size. And then if you're doing 120p, you'll need two 60s, and then etc. 180, 290. So yeah, just like that. And obviously the hardware I need to open up, but that has the actual bolts where they'll actually go around this and actually screw to your cabinet. So obviously I'll show you guys that so you guys can have more detail on what you're expecting and how this thing actually installs for you guys. But one of the comments I've seen on reviews of Aquaforest is a person said, and it is a perfect comment, they said people think they can remake this with a conduit, and that's just not the truth. And yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, the stainless steel work on this and then how it's polished up, I mean, this thing's literally just a work of art in itself. I mean, all this stuff is handmade and it's pretty impressive. And of course, when you have all the ADA stuff to go with it, it just adds that much more. Obviously, you know, it is pricey. I mean, once you pay, the shipping for this is quite expensive, especially here in the U.S. With the, you know, how it's packaged, of course, it makes sense now. But the shipping was almost $80, which kind of sucks. But so you're gonna pay, you know, roughly about, you know, $300 to almost probably $400 for this stand. But definitely, I mean, if you're doing a full ADA setup, I mean, I would definitely recommend this. And really, for any setup, if you want a really nicely built heavy-duty stand, this is definitely, I mean, this is not going anywhere. This is one tough stand for sure. It's real thick. It's all 100% thick, so it's really, really nice. So yeah, I don't want to make this video too long. It's already pretty pushing, so I'm going to get this installed and kind of come back to you guys and kind of explain to show you guys what actually comes with it and how it actually gets installed and all that. So I'll come back to you guys. So just real quick, just to show close up these nuts and bolts, and all see these holders here. So these are serious. When I picked them up, I was like, man, that's heavy. And when you get them out there, I mean, they're heavy. So this is the bracket, and I mean it's 100%, you know, solid stain. I mean, it's insane. See, obviously that tube, obviously that's the diameter of the thing, and that goes through there, and obviously you get two of them, so it'd be something like that. Basically, just wherever you need to mount it, usually one at the bottom and one just right before the top of the cabinet, usually is how they usually do it. But, and then the bolts you get, obviously, you know, different, really nice bolts, all stainless steel. And then these little clips, I'm assuming these clips actually hold the pipe, so we'll see about that. I just have to read the instructions. I'm not sure myself. This is the first time, obviously, for me, so that's why I make this video, so you guys can kind of see for yourself too. So if anything gets confusing, but so yeah, like I said, I'll come back to you guys when I get installed. I'll go ahead and just hang the solar RGB. Actually, I'll probably hang the stand, might come back to you guys, and then I'll show you the solar RGB with it also. It's actually one more thing I keep stopping you guys, but I found out what these actual round clips are for. These are actually what's going to hold the wire hitting behind the thing. So you can see it has this little notch in here, and the wire's going to go right there, and then obviously it'll clip on to the actual pole itself. So that's actually really nice. That's actually pretty sick, especially being all stainless steel, so you won't worry about rusting too often. There's two different sizes. There's a bigger one for obviously the bottom part where it gets thicker, and then obviously the little tiny ones where it goes to the top part with a little bit thinner of a pipe. Yeah, for real now, I'm going to go install it, and I'll show you guys it in a second. So I want to show you guys the brackets real quick. So I thought the brackets you put on first and then you screw it while the rod's there, but you actually put the brackets on first, which makes sense because obviously the screws right there, and then it hides the screws, which makes it look a little bit nicer. So the only thing I would say in this video to watch out for is if your ceiling height, because obviously with those have to be in first, you have to have this rod up really high and to be able to go back down into those holes. So I have 9-foot ceilings, so I should be fine. But if you have 8-foot ceilings, I would just watch it, because I'm not sure if you could get it with 8-foot ceilings, just because depending on how the height is. But you should be good, but just take into account for that, how, you know, how it has to come back in and come through the holes. That might be a problem, that might not be, but should be perfectly fine. But just a little disclaimer right now, just so if you're ordering it, don't, you know, get screwed that way if your ceiling height's not totally tall enough. So yeah, that's all I have to say right now. So obviously I got those on, so these are on nice and tight. Obviously this one goes straight to the floor. Obviously, there's two different types. This one has a stopper, so it kind of stops. That's why it has that little ring inside there, so it stops it. And this one I just put like right, obviously my cabinet's up above the ground, so I kept this up above the ground with it. And then obviously this one, I still gotta put the other screw in there, but this one's just basically just put the other one right before the tank, so like right at the top of your tech cabinet. Yeah, that's basically it. And then I'll show you. So you slip the rod in there, and then that little that hex head will actually screw in there, and that's what will hold the pipe in place. But then I'll come back to you guys when I do that. So just a quick update. So I turned the light off so I can put the RGB back on there. But yeah, so basically I tightened the loops right there. Obviously I got them hanging down, so of course this will be official, so I can finally now cut them loose, the excess that I have now, which sucks because if I ever wanted like to resell it, somebody else would be kind of screwed if they needed more wire. But honestly, this tank setup's gonna be here for so long, I already know, so I'm totally fine with just cutting it for now. Or honestly, I probably could, which I might do if it doesn't look bad, I might just roll it up and see if I can just lay it behind here to where you can't see it, kind of like how I have these. Obviously these you can't see, but I made them really nice looking. But if I can get up here, because this is so high up, I wonder if I can put them round them up and then let it just sit like right on the back here where you can't really see that backside, to where they just kind of lay flat like there. I'll try that. If that works, then I'll definitely do that, because I'd rather keep that excess wire if I can. But yeah, I got it all even at the top here. It was kind of tricky, not really tricky, but it was just kind of annoying because like one side would like be slight, you could slightly see it a little bit lower, so I just kind of keep adjusting it. But the space looks pretty good now, so that should be good. But yeah, so I got that. So now I'm going to show you guys, next step I'll show you guys how the hooks work. So I'll put that wire up there and run it down and show you guys kind of how the hooks work. So I got the clips on now. So yeah, it went pretty good. So the only thing I would say on the clips is, obviously they're just thin stainless steel. Obviously you see how thin they are, so like sometimes they might be like kind of bent outwards to where they don't snap on tight to this. So the only thing I'd say is, if that's happening, just kind of push, so the C part where it kind of goes like this, just kind of take your fingers and kind of squish it a little bit tighter together, and that way it actually snaps in tighter. But yeah, basically you just type it in like that, and obviously the little nipple that sticks out here is where the wire goes, and you can kind of turn this either way to like turn it back or more forward if you need to like kind of hide it. You can adjust how that wire is behind the pole there, so you can kind of twist it so it's more hidden. And yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. You stand back and obviously you see that, but you see nothing else going down. Honestly, I probably would have liked it to be that wire like straight up, but it's perfectly fine. It looks good, so I'm not complaining. So yeah, the next step would be just to cut off those, but honestly you guys don't, that's self-explanatory. I don't need to show that. But yeah, I don't want to make this video extremely long. I just want to show you guys that. So if you guys have any other questions on the stand or anything, definitely let me know, because honestly, like I said, this is not the cheapest stand out there. Honestly, it's probably the most expensive stand out there, and there's just no info out there. There's no videos, so that's why I'm making this video, so you guys can kind of see this and kind of see, even though this video wasn't the greatest, it still gave you guys like an idea of what to expect with this stand and what you're all gonna be getting. So yeah, this thing's gonna be nice long term. Obviously this tank gonna be here for quite a few more years to come, so every time we rescape this tank for a contest every year, it's gonna be nice to have, you know, that solar RGB on there now and that stand on there. Obviously I could have probably hanged it from the ceiling, but with how the wires are, I'd have to use anchors, and honestly with how tall the ceiling is, it probably would have looked a little weird with those wires being so close together straight up. The Twin Star is a different story, because the Twin Star was more wider apart, so it looked a little more professional. This I think would just look a little weird, especially in kind of a small space like this. So that stand was honestly my best option, and yeah, I think it looks really good. You know, you step back and it looks nicer now. It's way better than what that other stand was, that's for sure. But yeah, so like I said, if you have any other questions, definitely ask me down below, or you can follow my Instagram at JJ Aquariums. But other than that, I'll see you guys on next